Hi, it's Robbie from TDP.ie. So this is a follow-up video. This video is basically to answer some questions that I've had on Instagram and Facebook about the mapping videos we put up. So people wanted to see around my dyno room and what each thing does. So this basically is our dyno room. This room, dirty as it may be from exhaust fumes, has evolved over many years. Everything in here has a function. Anything without a function would have been removed by now. So basically, one of the things a lot of people haven't seen is our cool hang down screens, because when you're mapping accurately, it takes a long time. And when you're sitting in a car with a laptop on your knee, twisting your neck to one side for that, and then twisting your body around to look out the side window for the big mapping screen, it's not ideal. And other people ask, why have you got two TVs? Well, we do a lot of left-hand drive rally cars, world rally cars, R5s, stuff like that. And when you're sitting on the far left, you can't see this screen here to the right. So that's what the other screen up in the top corner there is. So those are some stuff that we've had. We've had screens for many years. There used to be two screens hanging down, but with the advent of these nice new wide screens that you can buy now, we don't need two anymore, and it's an awful lot lighter. Other thing is we have all our wiring overhead. You know, we've got USB left, right and center. We've got Ethernet. We've got air temperatures. We've got some CAN bus that comes in and out of the dyno. We've got pressure sensors, humidity sensors, barometric pressure sensors, all that sort of stuff. Drops down, easy to configure around the car. Mine's the paintwork on expensive cars as well. This happens to be Toyota MR2 here, as in the last video actually. It's still set up in the dyno, and it's got a Lotus 2ZZ engine in it, which goes really well. And we have temperature probe here to give the actual air inlet temperature. So this is the Dynapack's temperature probe, and it basically is always put close to where the air intake temperature is. That helps with that. If it was a boosted engine, we'd have manifold pressure connected as well. Obviously the Dynapacks connect directly to the hubs, so we have no rubber tire wheel interface. We have a solid connection, and they're pretty handy the way they connect once you've practiced at it. Unlike most Dynapacks, the cables don't go across the floor. We converted ours to have our own over the ceiling cables many years ago, because the boxes on the floor or the cables were damaged from time to time when we let customers, or somebody was driving a car with a bad clutch and they basically spun the wheels a tiny bit on a cable. Then the cable would be damaged after time and need replacing. So one of the other things, this black cable you see on the floor here, this is for the wideband sensor. The LSU 4.9 goes straight into Dynapack into a Motec PLM controller, which then spits out the AFR, the lambda figures to the dyno, and also can give us a CAN bus stream, which we can put into most ECUs. We send the CAN bus stream out to the Link ECUs that don't use Link CAN lambda. We send it out to Motecs that don't have their own lambda direct into them, and other ECUs, when I have time, we CAN them in as well. So other unique things in our room, well, besides that, screens hanging down, everything else is like you'd find in a normal room. As much cooling as possible. We have this funnel that goes in front of the car, and if you look into it there, it's got some slats and flaps which try to direct as much air as possible through the frontal area of the car for the radiator. Get some air underneath the car to cool the exhaust so that you're not melting the paint on the floor or melting the car, setting it on fire. And then very little air is wasted. The majority of the air is funneled around the car. That's sometimes then we have helper fans, like that one over there, actually just sitting on the front pack, which we're not using, is blowing along the side of the car, and I'll show you now. And that's really just to help with the air inlet temperatures, because on the road, obviously the whole car would be moving through the air, so there would be a nice laminar flow of air along the side of the car, and it gets pulled in here to this air scoop here and this MR2, which then feeds the air filter on the car. So we have this here just blown against the car. We play with the angle till we feel a nice flow in here. Try and make it reasonably realistic of the road. The only thing I'll say is it'll only be realistic up to maybe 20-30 miles an hour, but still it helps. Other things that are unique in here, we have quite a lot of sound absorption in the walls. and in the ceiling so that it's not too bad on the outside. We obviously have quite a lot of rear fans. We have a huge amount of water stored out the back with a heat exchanger that's pumped through the pipes that cool the Dynapacks. Other than that, normal Dynapack setup. Obviously we've plenty of fire extinguishers. Thank God, touch wood, that we've never needed to put out anything major. We've had plenty of small fires, silly small fires, bad assembly on cars done by other people. That's the danger. When you take in a vehicle done by somebody else, you could have a fire, but nah, none too serious, thank God. So that's really it. That is our dyno room. So thanks for watching.